Hey folks, it's CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana. Across the Red River is beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. And come check us out. As you can see what's going on here, I'm going to play the trailer for The Conjuring, The Last Rites. I recently saw the movie, and I waited a few days. I wanted to, I didn't want to do like just an immediate response. Um, and that should tell you something. That should tell you that right away, this is not going to be like my highest rated film experience, you know. Uh, I will say that Patrick Wilson does not and never has in these movies. He's never really looked like Ed Warren to me. Uh, I think it's interesting that he's in this franchise and then simultaneously was doing the that other franchise. The one with the astral planing gone wrong. Insidious, yeah. He was doing simultaneously those two franchises, uh, and anything that how did we not get Patrick Wilson fatigue? But yeah, he's not bad in these movies, but the hubris of this person who's hand in hand with Catholicism to perform an exorcism in every movie instead of the priest. It's always Ed Warren, Lorraine Warren. Okay, so Vera Farmiga, she has taken to wearing her hair up in the bun, which was the classic Lorraine Warren hairstyle, always shown on the back of the books. When I was a teen in the 80s, I read the books. I was a big supernatural, occult guy. Loved that kind of stuff. So spooky, everything like that. It played right into the 1980s satanic panic, though. Everything had to do with, oh my God, the teens are listening to rock music, and then they're fooling around and getting possessed because of the occult that they're dealing with through the rock, whatever. And it's, and if you are not aware of being a teenager, especially in the American South during that time, the fundamental movement really took to that. I mean, they just went like, and foolishly so. There were sensationalists like Geraldo Rivera had a talk show and did a whole nighttime special about it, which really kind of me personally it affected my relationship with my family because I was really fond of horror movies and supernatural things and everything like that, but not to be like, you know, uh, whatever. It's just totally misinterpreted. But it's just kind of like I think what it yeah. Anyway, never mind. It was a stupid time, and I honestly I hope that in our love for God and our love for wanting to share our experience with God with other people, that we also don't slip back into this and confuse what is really fun entertainment uh, into oh my God, because this is the kind of stuff people did believe this. They were that superstitious as late as my teen years. um so um but I will say that Vera Farmiga taking this look, uh she's not a dead ringer. She's still a little bit young for playing Lorraine Warren at the time that these stories were supposed to be taking place, because well, honestly, it's really kind of hard to tell because 30, 40 years ago people did look as if they aged faster than people who are now. The people of the same age today, I'm sorry, they have a younger look, they have better skincare regimen, better diet, better, you know, better health care, and so and I'm including myself in that. Hopefully, please don't hit me back and say, "Oh yeah, you're wrong." But I mean, we tend to look stylistically at least younger. Uh, I'm in my 50s, and physically, I'm pretty fit. Whereas typically that wasn't the case in the 80s and 70s. So anyway, maybe that's why I'm saying that she doesn't quite look the age of the character. He doesn't look like Ed Warren at all. Ed Warren at this age would have been completely white. He would have been a completely white haired guy, and she was very, very gray. Okay, so the casting is fine. I have an issue with the casting, uh, but I always have ever since. I think what it was the movie came out in 2014, The Conjuring, the first one. I don't know who's conjuring who, and none of these things really are like, "Ooh, we're gonna conjure something." It's really more about just the appearance and the whatever. It always ends with somebody getting possessed or something like that, and then they got to do an exorcism because the priest is never going to make it on time, or whatever. So there's some legacy characters here. This kind of circles back. It's not really so much a greatest hits of the Conjuring universe, but um, you know, um, well, let's before I get into the movie itself, let's watch the trailer. Did I lose it? There we go. Come back here. No, I did. Hang on. Hang on 1 second. Let me call that back. The devil has come to Pennsylvania. It says it's 1986, right?
8 people live in this house. 8 people have experienced this. 8 people are not crazy.
So, when did this start?
Heaven's confirmation. There's something in the attic.
Dad, there's an evil here. Something I've felt before. This thing in your house is a demon.
All right, so I did pause. I'm gonna pick it back up in a second. One thing I want to mention about these movies, The Conjuring, uh, it's almost always the same thing. There's a ghost, but the ghost is a puppet for a demon behind the scenes that's pulling the strings, and it's the demon. It's always the demon. It's never just a simple straight up ghost story, and there's always some weird thing, or whatever. They're kind of getting away from the satanic panic. You're reading the this or that, or you're looking for it, that kind of thing. The subtext of that, if I were going to go subtext with this at all, I would say that it is victim blaming, and a sexual assault or a rape or something like that of a person. And it's saying to this person, you know what, you went looking where you shouldn't have been looking, so you, in a roundabout way, deserve what's happening to you. And that's not what, because that's the subtext of these movies anyway, being violated, possessed, or anything like that. It's for one, it's the parents not being able to control the child, as Stephen King writes in Dance Macabre about The Exorcist. The subtext is, the pubescent daughter going kind of haywire, and the mother not wanting to know what to do. It's basically how every parent feels about a child turning into a teenager going crazy. So then, but there's also the victim shaming. You ask for it. That's some subtext that we can draw from today. And subtext means that they don't talk about it, they don't thoroughly explain it. But when you look at these movies, and it's like, oh well, whatever's happening, it's always because the person went looking for it. It's whatever. It is the modern uh, slasher. The slasher films from the 70s and 80s, they were all about if you smoke pot, if you have premarital sex, if you're, uh, disrespectful to your elders, or if you're cruel to your peers or something like that, then you're going to get killed. And in this case, you're going to get instead haunted by ghosts being controlled by demons or whatever. So let's get back into the trailer here.
This thing in your house is a demon.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
It's the first one that we ever encountered.
Legacy without being
We
legacy.
were scared. We ran away. After all these years, it wasn't done with our family.
By the way, didn't that carousel kind of seem familiar? It did to me. Oh, a lot of stuff with mirrors in this one. I don't. Go figure. Almost like that third Poltergeist movie.
Saint Michael, defend us. Be our safeguard against the devil.
Oh yes, Annabelle. Annabelle, you get to see the biggest damn Annabelle cameo in this movie. If this is the one that ended it all,
How to protect you this time.
okay. So let's not be fooled. They're claiming this is the last case that the Warrens did. I don't know about it. I didn't read about it. I guess I could or whatever. I don't know. But in a moment, I'm going to get into some of the characters, and there will be some spoiling, more than what I've already done. I've spoiled the movie a little bit, but I mean, if you've seen this franchise, you already know it's basically the same as just every other Conjuring movie. Different characters, but it plays out the same. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, it's the last little adventure that the Warrens had, supposedly. That does not mean that it's going to be the last movie in the Conjuring universe, or even in this particular leg, the specific Conjuring franchise itself. What I didn't see here is we got two major franchise spinoffs of The Conjuring. We got Annabelle, which eventually Annabelle got watered down. By the time they got to Annabelle Comes Home, it was just dumb. And then was there Annabelle Origins or something like that? I don't even, if I watched it, and I'm sure I must have, it really just didn't even stick to me. That's how unimpressed I was by it. But there is, of course, the second franchise, The Nun, which there were two Nun movies, I think, aside from obvious the the Conjuring movie, but then there was the whole backstory or whatever with the nuns and everything like that, and so it was like, okay, so this movie. Ed and Lorraine Warren. Ed's had a heart attack or something like that by this point, and he's got to like reduce his stress. So the Warrens are not going to be investigating anymore. The daughter is a grown daughter. It opens with this investigation, the very first one, and while she was pregnant, why would you be like about to give birth and be doing this anyway? But anyway, So literally, she goes into labor while confronting the ghost demon thing or whatever that gets revealed later or something. I don't know. It's got a little backstory, but there's nothing really to it. Um, they don't even this doesn't give you a big baddie. You do not get a new demon monster to spin off on this one. I don't even know how. Uh, we know from Annabelle Comes Home that Annabelle uh, had taunted their daughter when they were out for the day or something like that, and some friends she had over or whatever. So, but it was basically, whatever. I wouldn't get too worked up about it. Uh, anyway, uh, yeah. I don't know. There was nothing remarkable about this movie. It was spooky, scary. There were blood and everything and whatever. But I think maybe it's just because of the lack of practical effects. Um, Even though the acting's pretty okay, it's just you know uh, it's not going to go for any awards or anything like that. It does. There's nothing groundbreaking about it. This movie, The Last Rites, does not push the envelope. The Last Rites is basically a stunt title, to get the attention and say, oh, we got to get out there. It's going to be the last one because it's Last Rites. I really doubt it. Although, if this movie is not the one that kills the franchise, I don't know what. It's not a horribly bad movie. It's just not a great movie. Okay, so here's the point we're going to get into the spoilers. The daughter is, but their daughter who lived past the prologue of the movie and grew up because we saw her in other things. Uh, she is going to get married. She's got a guy. He used to be a police officer. Now that kind of reminds me of a guy that they worked with, the Warrens. Supposedly there was a police officer that worked with the Warrens a couple of times in the 80s, and then they spun off they didn't spin it. He just kind of did his own little thing, not even completely connected. And I forget his name, but Eric Bana played him in a movie called Deliver Us from Evil, or Deliver Me from Evil, or something, Deliver Us from Evil. So that was the one about the ex-cop who was a paranormal investigator that had crossed over and done some work with Warrens. Maybe he worked with them and maybe it didn't work out. And that movie was also dumb, by the way. Deliver Us from Evil. There hasn't been a sequel, right? And you want to know why? You didn't need one. It was just not good. Okay, so, but the daughter is engaged to an ex-police officer. I am suspecting that in a roundabout way, it's sort of nudging that this is the same police officer. He kind of, the grown-up daughter gets a sensitive vibe. There's a priest friend of theirs that goes to investigate this family that the movie is about. And, the fiance comes and he's like, she's, whatever. So the daughter has run off to help the family. And so the Warrens, who were not going to investigate paranormally anymore, they go to fetch the daughter. But she's like, you know what? This family needs our help and we help people, blah, blah, blah. And she's never been on a case in her life. So the daughter, so I don't know, whatever. And then she gets a visit from Annabelle, the doll, of course. And then, I don't know, for some reason the adult daughter becomes possessed and blah, blah, blah. It's because this is, it all stems from this ornate mirror. I don't know, to me it looks like a thrift store thing that I guess it's supposed to, that appears in the beginning of the movie. Well, the family has come in possession of this movie, and so the Warrens have shown up to exorcise and get rid of the mirror, or take the mirror back to the thing is, the mirror is so evil, they're going to take it back to their collection, their menagerie of haunted objects. You know. So anyway, that's the movie in a nutshell. And I'm going to give it an N for not worth the price of admission. I could give it an S for streaming, but if the whole goal for you to see this movie is to pay for a month of streaming service, it's not even really worth that. So I'm going to give it an N for not worth the price of admission. I think what it is that it's not a bad movie in and of itself, but because this same thing has been done over and over and over again, even with the daughter of the Warrens being in jeopardy a couple of times. There was one time, was it the second or maybe, or the third movie or something, the Warrens were investigating and the daughter got sick and blah, blah, blah. So their daughter has been like you would think once your daughter's been like targeted a few times, then Annabelle comes home, the daughter gets targeted. And then maybe it was in the third movie or something. I don't know. Third movie was the one about the boyfriend of the family who it's some weird stuff going on. Not weird, just whatever. I don't know. I think that third movie was about the first. There was an actual case of a person using demonic possession as a defense for murder, and I don't know. It's just whatever. Highly dramatized. It was a real case. Actually, I think, who was it? Was it Kevin Bacon was in the TV movie that was about that case? I forget the name of the movie, and it wasn't the third. It wasn't the Conjuring, the third Conjuring movie, but it was a TV movie based on the same case. And then there were even investigators who were representing the Warrens, but their name was not Warren, in the movie. And it was just one of those whatever. But I don't know. There was a couple, Ed and Lorraine Warren, just priests in the Catholic Church do not perform exorcism without permission from the church. Now, evangelicals and Baptists and fundamentals of that's kind of sort of the real grassroots or whatever like that. They're kind of like the apostles. They're granted. They can go around casting out any kind of thing and forgiving and this and that. And a lot of soul winning is what we called it. So, of course, I'm not really a fundamentalist anymore, but let's not blame it on these movies. They were just fun. Okay, so anyway, Conjuring, The Last Rites, rated N for not worth the price of admission. You're not going to see anything that you haven't seen before in any of the Conjuring movies. There's no deep revelation. The big challenge here is that the Warrens are just getting older. So as they're getting older, they need to not be fighting with the devil. Okay. Oh, and that was the name of that third movie, The Devil Made Me Do It. I don't know the name of the TV movie version that came out in the 80s, but honestly, the effects and everything, I think the TV movie, I think I liked it better. I think I did. And I think it was I think it was Kevin Bacon in that movie. Anyway, love and light, peace, ciao bella.